Hello and welcome back to another Saturday rebuild, and we're going back to Germany, and this time we are going to be taking on BAYER Leverkusen, who I feel are a big club that shouldn't be where they are currently, if that makes any sense. They are currently 12th in the Bundesliga. They're only about 4 points off relegation. They're closer to the bottom of the table than they are to the top, where Bayern Munich are just steamrolling it. They are currently 16 points ahead of Leverkusen at this stage after 15 games. Not far off the halfway stage there. And I just feel that they are undeservedly where they are, and they should be a lot higher. And hopefully in this rebuild we shall try and take them back to the heights of the Bundesliga. We have got a budget of around about £7 million by looks of things. They're rich, so that's good, but we would like a little bit more money, please, and 1.3 million in the wage budget. The club enjoyed some of the best spell during the 2000s, and now enduring a frustrating 29-year barren spell, having not won a competition since 1993. That is that's soul destroying. That is. Leverkusen have a history of which they can be proud of still. Finished runners up in the UEFA Champions League in 2002. That's over 20 years ago now. Finished runners up in the German top division on 5 occasions. Won the Europa League as was in 1988, and the DFB Pokal Cup in 93, so it is some way off having a trophy. The media prediction is for them to finish 4th this season. They're not currently doing that at the moment. Their best 11, from what we can see, they got Schick up front, Wirtz, Cam, Diaby, Hudson-Odoi, lovely, Palacios, Aranguez, Bakker, Tar. Is that Jonathan Tar? It is. Tapsoba, Frimpong, which I kind of like, actually. We've used him in a couple of rebuilds already. And Radecki in goal. They haven't got many loan obligations, just with Hudson-Odoi from Chelsea just for this season. Got capacity of 30,000, which is good, and the pitch is in perfect condition also. They were runners-up in the Bundesliga in 2001, but alas, they have not won it. Can we change things in this rebuild? It's going to be tough with Bayern Munich just leading the way. So having a quick look at their squad, if we go by ability, they have got quite a young squad by looks of things. Not many older players. There's a few 30-year-olds in there. 33-year-old Aranguez. Yeah, some players we will have to move along, unfortunately. But they got Patrick Schick, the forward, 26 years old. Looks pretty decent. 16 finishing. Great first touch as well. And some superb dribbling also. Florian Wirtz, Cam player. Looks like they preferred to play Cam, but he looks pretty good as well, all-round stats. Charles, I think it's a player that we will be offloading, unfortunately. £7 million. He looks really good, though. He's still got, in fact, he's only got 1 year left on his contract, so if we could sell him on, bring him a replacement, that would be the smart move. Moussa Diaby. Again, pretty decent. Favoured left winger. He's got a couple of years left on his contract as well. Lovely acceleration and pace. And dribbling and crossing's not too bad. We would like to see that improve a tad. Frimpong, which I think we've used in many rebuilds. But he's still got some potential there as well. So I'm not sure where he's liking to play. Winger role, actually. Right midfield. Interesting. Defense-wise, quick pace, tackling. What's he got? Tackling, 12 tackling. It's not too bad, I guess. Technique, work rate. Hudson-Odoi, it would be nice to make that permanent if we can get him, be on the right-hand side. Great potential as well. He's not that far off it at the minute. He is at the moment, but he can still improve. Again, very nice stats. Top sober as well at the back. Lovely stuff. 6'4", excellent jump in. Can he head the ball? That's the thing as well. 14 heading. Good tackling skills. Marking's brilliant as well. Concentration. Work rate's not too bad. Positioning's great. And that's not too bad. A player that we could obviously work around. At 23 years old. Want to tie him down for a bit longer, but he's got 4 years left on his contract. Somebody we will have to look out at as well. A couple of other players as well. We have got some high potential players. 20-year-old Ecuadorian Piero Hincapi, I think. Left back. Oh, look at that potential. I think we can obviously use him in that position. And if we've got him to 2026 as well, so that's going to be excellent stuff as well. A couple of other players as well, some high potentials down here. Adam Huzlek, excellent striker. I've got my striker. We've used him in the last rebuild when we did Fiorentina. We brought him in and he absolutely bossed the last season or so. So really excited to have him. He can play left wing, but I'm more concerned about him being up front. The young 19-year-old. In fact, how long has he got left on his contract? 27, even better. So, Schick, do we hang on to him or do we sell him and bring just Adam in? Or do we go 2 up front? That would be quite good as well. I did say that we would have a look at some youth players in the last rebuild. Find out if there's any high potential players there that we can just take the bull by the horns, nurture into a superstar. Yardo Kanga, Swedish 16-year-old right winger, great potential. Okay, dribbling. It's not too bad. Natural fitness, acceleration. But we'll find out. We can't sign him up yet. He's 16 years old. At least I don't think we can. Is that something we can do maybe? We can move him to the senior team. But I think at 16 maybe a little bit too young. We'll have to we'll keep an eye on him. Youth candidate. So they've only got one youth team. So Kanga is a player that we will have to promote at some point. So the current transfers in is Adams coming from Sparta Prague. That's the only transfer really, apart from Hudson-Odoi on loan. Only transfer debt. So that'd be transfers over so many years, won't it? Like add-ons and things. They have got an overall bank loan, which they've got 230,000 left remain. Oh, that's interest. Okay, they have got 25 million left of that, and they are paying 325,000 pounds. So that is a bank loan. Okay, so let's have a look at our squad. Let's trim it down a little bit. Try and bring in some players, and we'll come back and we'll show you what we've done. With the little bit of transfer money that we did have, we did manage to bring in another goalkeeper. The goalkeepers that we have are aging. They're not very good, I don't think. And we've gone for youth. 22-year-old Nico Mantle. There was a 21-year-old, but he didn't have as much potential. But this young man, 22, like I say, we've picked him up on a 5-year contract. He is our third choice goalkeeper, but like I say, these two guys are not that great though, to be fair. And he looks absolutely superb. We pick him up for £4.5 million. 1 clean sheet already in his 5 games. 5 conceded, which is probably expected when you're playing the likes of Dortmund and Munich and the big top teams. And we're just trying to get ourselves into the top 5 again. Finish high up the table as possible, but we'll see where we're at the end of the season. Hopefully he will improve quite a bit. So not really that much going. We did manage to lose a couple of older players. Bellarabi, he's gone to Real San Sebastian for 1.3. Azman, he's gone to Gladbach on loan. Owen Lom, he's gone on a free to Elversberg as well. In terms of tactic, we're going to do the 4-2-3-1 formation, which I think works best. And we have got some really good players. Don't be alarmed by the star ratings of these guys. Huzlek, we know how good he is in previous rebuilds. He's got very high potential. And he's going to be he's our main goal scorer. He's already scored a few goals for us already. 6 in total in the 6 appearances he's already made. Kanga, we've brought him in. 16-year-old right winger. Now we have got Odoi. I want to improve on the youth setup that they've got here. Potential is very high. He's already improving because all his stats seem to be going up. So that's where we like to see it. He's got no caps for Sweden just yet, but I'm sure that's going to change. If nothing happens after a couple of years, then obviously we'll have to get somebody else in. And then the back 4 is pretty much how I would like to see it. We've got Hincape, Tar, Topsoba and Frimpong. I don't think we've got any other decent defenders. So if anybody goes injured, we have got a backup, but nobody that great though, to be fair. Pre-season, can't ask for anything more than that. With a lot of youth players in here. or very young players under the age of 22, 23, I think there is. It's very seldom there's going to be a few over that age. So it's a fairly young side, though, to be fair. Friendlies went quite well. Apart from the first loss, then we won all our games. We won our first round in the German Cup 3-1. We do lose to Dortmund in our first game 1-0. Then we smash Augsburg, beat Hoffenheim, lose to Mainz, but beat Freiburg. So our home form is what we're going to be counting on, I reckon, this season. It does leave us 4th in the table, 3 wins from 5. We're only 2 points off the leaders, Wolfsburg and Bayern, who are both going head-to-head, both unbeaten as well. Hoffenheim are above us, and we've only just beaten them. We have drawn Liverpool, PSG, and Zvezda, I think, in the Champions League. We have a look at media prediction. Down to 5th. That's probably because we've got a lot of young players in. 33-1 to win the league. That's not too bad. So without any further ado, let's simulate our first season. We'll come straight back and see how well we've done. Right, we just finished below the media prediction of 4th position. We finished in 6th, which isn't too bad, I guess, considering we have got a very, very young side. And we've brought in some very young players. Overall, not too bad. 32 goals conceded in 34. That's pretty good. Adam Hazlek is a 2nd leading goal scorer in the league as well to top things off. Another youngster. I mean, we have, like I said, we have got a relatively young side. So if we have a look at our progress through the league, then there's an awful lot of losses and draws. Not many green spots in there, so we lose 4-0 to Hertha Berlin down there. Apart from that 7-1 thrashing, which was a real surprise right at the beginning of the season, we have really struggled, I feel, for goals. Towards the end of the season, though, we do manage to pick up from mid-February, where we don't concede many goals. A 3-0 loss to Bayern Munich there, and we have an unbeaten run for the last 2 seasons, which is pretty nice. Leipzig, we win 3-0, who finished above us, of course, and Borussia Mönchengladbach as well, 1-0. So there are signs that we are starting to pick up and play as a unit now, which is really good. And not many goals conceded in the last couple. 2 goals conceded in the last 2 months. That's brilliant. The German Cup, we get all the way to the semi-final after beating Erzgebirge, Bochum, Stuttgart, Frankfurt. Very close games. Bochum was a 5-0 victory, in fact. We lose 2-1 to Dortmund in the semi-final. The Champions League, we do finish in 2nd place. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. We beat PSG 2-1. Zvezda, well, we kind of thrashed them 10-0 over the 2 games, but we do lose to Liverpool twice, 2-1 and 2-0, and the away leg to PSG 3-2. But the win over PSG is quite monumental, I feel. Very, very nice. And PSG go crashing out. But it wasn't to last. We do get as far as Tottenham in the round of 16, and we lose at 4-3 overall after a 0-0 draw at home in the first leg. Goals. Adam, 37 goals in 47 games. That is absolutely superb. Usman, 9 goals in 29 on his loan duty. Schick, 5 goals when he come on as sub. Didn't really get much game time. I mean, at 27 years old, he looks pretty good. Maybe we need to cash in on him, I think. He's not going to get any game time while Adam is here. At 20 years old, he's only going to get better and better, isn't he? But 10 goals for Daibi as well. Not many goals throughout the rest of the team, though. I mean, it is very, very sparse, though, to be fair. Kanga, how well did he do? He's still got very high potential. I think he's shot up now by a half a star this season. Not a lot, but it's something. 5 assists, 2 goals. Want him to get more involved, but he probably will do. That's 17 years old. I mean, he is, well, he's a superstar so far, so I'm quite happy. Assist-wise, like I say, it's not too bad. I mean, 3/4 of the team, really. I mean, that's pretty good assists. Right, okay, let's have a look. See how we're going to fare in the financials. Wow, we have got a staggering £99 million to spend and strengthen this squad. They obviously see something in the team, which is really nice as well. Club vision, what are they wanting this season? So, next season, reach the last knockout round of the Europa League. Well, that's where we're at, and qualify for the Champions League next season is preferred. Going back to that 99 million, have we cleared all? I mean, we have got £35 million in debts. We have got 21 million left remaining on the bank loan, so that's okay. Done in 2029. Hopefully they might pay that. I mean, we could pay that off now. really, to be fair, and save ourselves a lot of interest. Wow, 200 grand in interest. So let's go ahead and spend this money. The first of our signings is Zeno van Hoedsen at centre back. We have lost Jonathan Tah, so he went. We needed backups very, very quickly, and he doesn't look too bad. 6'2", he can jump and he can head the ball. Yes, he can. He's got good tackling skills as well, passing and marking, which makes him a good ball player, defender as well. £7 million from Inter Milan, who make a considerable loss on him. Next up is Jordan Tees, again centre back or right back, whichever way you want to look at it. He's got great physicals actually. He's got good stamina. Pace and acceleration isn't too bad. Mainly for a backup is what we brought him for. And £18 million. Quite expensive for a backup. He had a good season last season, 29 games, 3 assists. Hugo Gulliman, midfielder. It does say defensive midfielder. He can actually play in defence as well if need be. At 6 foot, yeah, I'd rather have him in here. He can pass the ball. He can mark as well. He's got great concentration skills and decision making. I mean, the stats look really nice. £25 million from Valencia, 7.33 already. This guy needs no introduction. It's Donny van der Beek. We know what he's all about. We know what he can do. And mainly I brought him for the midfield as well. Pack out that midfield. We've got a lot of good players in there, so he can either play attacking or there. So we'll see what happens this season. Mainly just to fill out our squad. Pretty good actually, not bad at all, but £29 million from Man United. The Crooks, but £35 million they paid for, so they do make a considerable loss on him. And we bring in a wonder kid, Xavi Simmons, 321 caps as well, and 5 goals for 121s as well. That looks remarkable. Attributes as well, not bad going. He likes to dictate the tempo and dives into tackles, which is interesting. A lot of money, £45 million. So overall, £124 million spent, which is quite a lot considering we had 99 million to begin with, or roundabouts. We bring in a further 16, 17. We say goodbye to Jonathan Tah, like I say. £10.5 million he's gone to Juventus. Getafe getting Fosu Mens for 1.7. Osman goes for Almeria to 1.7. Our goalkeeper, the 34-year-old Lucas, goes to Transport for 1.6. A few others going out of free and a few more going out on loan. Pre-season got off quite well. We did fade towards the end after the 7-0 blistering start. 1-1 at home to Feyenoord. But we do smash Garchin in the first round of the German Cup 8-0. Then we lose to Bayern, but we do pick ourselves up against Stuttgart and Leipzig. We lie currently 6th in the table, 3 points behind the leaders Cologne and Leipzig. Bayern Munich have lost 2 games already to Frankfurt and Leipzig as well, so we're ahead of them at the moment. We've drawn Feyenoord, which we've just drawn in the friendlies, Karabag and Nice in the Europa League. We've drawn Rostock in the next round of the German Cup, and see where we are ratings wide, 20-1 now to win the league. 4th position. We're in the Europa League, so that's kind of nice, and there's nobody in the Dream 11, not yet. So let's go ahead and simulate season 2. Hopefully our young players will get back into the groove as they did towards the end of last season and carry it all on, and hopefully we'll find ourselves back up near the top and hopefully amongst all the silverware. Right, we can see an improvement from last season. We finished in 4th position in the Champions League spot as well, and 64 points, which is I think around about 10 or more points more than last season, so that's a massive improvement. And to just finish off a point behind Bayern Munich actually, who Simeone has been sacked, so he's gone. Bayern I'm not sure who their manager is at the moment though, to be fair. They haven't got a manager as yet, but Simeone has been sacked. Adam, again, 1 goal this time behind Adeyemi in the race for the Golden Boot, so excellent stuff on him. We just have a look, see how our season went. So September ended with 3 straight defeats, Dortmund, Cologne and Freiburg. Wow, probably didn't do us any good whatsoever. After beating Leipzig as well. We do get back to winning ways, losing to Hertha Berlin. An unbeaten November, which is always nice. A 5-0 win over Braunschweig as well, which I'm assuming they were newly promoted. We do draw with Bayern Munich 1-1. We do lose to Dortmund though. 5-2 win over Freiburg. A 4-3 over Mainz. A 4-4 draw with Hanover there. Braunschweig 3-0 and Wolfsburg right at the end 3-1. So we're getting better towards the end of the season. We just seem to hiccup a little bit round about the mid-season mark. In the German Cup, we get as far as the semi-finals, losing to Wolfsburg 2-1 after extra time. A 94th minute winner. And we did take the lead in that game as well. The Europa League, we finished top of the group, which I was probably expecting, to be fair. We lose the one game against Nice 3-1. Salzburg, we win 5-3 over the 2 legs in the round of 16. Then we go and play Wolfsburg, which we don't seem to get away from at the moment. 6-2 over the 2 legs in the quarterfinals. But we do come unstuck against AS Roma. 7-4 over the 2 legs, a 4-2 loss away and a 3-2 loss at home. Our squad, and wow, Adam scores 54 goals. That is absolutely superb. It's crazy, but absolutely superb. That's brilliant. It really is. 13 goals for Kanga as well. And 18 assists for the young lad as well. He's moved up a fair bit as well. If we just have a quick look at Kanga, I think he's going to be an absolute superstar, worth up to 45 million at the moment. His progress, it has dipped towards the end. He was a 3-star. He's just lost half-star towards the end, but from where he was, he's increased quite a lot, which is quite nice. Xavi Simons, a 21-year-old now, 10 goals, 12 assists. Not bad for his first season as well, the 20-year-old. Schick, 28 years old now. He feels alienated, unfortunately, but he does score 10 goals, coming on as sub majority of the time, and 3 assists. 9 goals there for Diaby also. So 3 players are getting double figures, but 54 by Adam. Wow. Assist-wise, 18 for Kanga, 12 for Simons, Diaby, and we've noticed they're all young, apart from Demirabe. We might look to move him along now. He's getting on to 30, but he's still assisting and scoring goals, so he's still contributing to the team, which is phenomenal. And Mantle, how's he doing? Are we going to be looking for a new goalkeeper? I think the time may come for another goalkeeper, possibly. Worth £3 million. He hasn't developed as much as I would have hoped when we first brought him in. So if we just have a quick look at his progress, I mean, he has gone up a little bit, 3-star now. Okay. Attributes, how well's he done? I mean, nothing's really increased at all, if any, this season. So finances, we're going to be given £50 million this season, despite having £60 million in the bank. We could do with a little bit more, but I think there's a few players we could offload, and then hopefully a goalkeeper. I think it will be a priority this season, I feel. Right, we've gone to bolster up our goalkeeping options, and even though Nico Mantle is growing pretty nicely, we just need somebody in there with a lot more, well, with a bit more experience, and we're bringing another Dutch player. It's Justin Bijlau, 26 years old, quite a lot of experience, 27 caps for his country as well, and he looks pretty rounded as well. If we do a comparison between him and Nico, we can see he is a little bit better, pretty much. But yeah, Nico seems to have stopped growing, so to have him as backup, I'm quite happy with that. We bring him in for £25 million from Feyenoord. 8 goals conceded in 3 games, though. It seems a lot, doesn't it? Next up is Leo Ostergaard, defender. We've paid a little bit of money for him. 6 foot, backup really to our defence. And he's only 24 years old. £5 million actually. It's not as much as I thought it was, but £5 million from Napoli. Played a few games for them last couple of seasons. Didn't really do much, but like I say, he's only playing as backup. And one more signing, which we did pay an awful lot of money. However, we bring in Youssoufa Moukoko from Dortmund. Wow, wow, wow. He's going to be playing alongside Adam up front, so it gives you an indication of what sort of formation we're going to be going with. Pace looks phenomenal. Finishing, wow, £40.5 million. Yeah, we had some money from a sale of from Sheik, so we decided to use it. 3 goals in 3 games, 3 assists, 2 player of the match awards, and 8.47. Beat that, can you? So overall, £71 million spent, £35 million brought in, and like I said, that is mainly due to the £26 million sale for Sevilla for Sheik. Demirabe has gone to Villa for 7 million, and Andric's gone to Valencia for 2.6. I did say formation wise we are changing it up a little bit. We're going to go for a 4-2-4 formation. I've left the back 4 blank. We've got very, very good defenders in there, so just to give, if anybody's tired, then we can give some of the other players a game. But these are the players that I want in for definite. We've got Adam, Makoko, we've got Diaby, Kanga, Simons and Bijlau in goal. Friendlies has gone remarkably quite well. We have scored goals. We've also conceded a fair bit as well. If we have a look to the first round of the German Cup, we beat Bonn 7-0. Makoko with a brace, Adam with a brace, and Kanga, Van der Beek and Maloka own goal in that game. Start off the Bundesliga, 3-3 against Freiburg, Adam with a brace. Stuttgart 4-3. Makoko with a brace this time, Adam on scoring as well. Hanover 4-2. Makoko. No, Adam's not scoring in that one. I don't think he played, did. Oh, he might have played. Didn't play particularly well. But yeah, we've scored goals, but we've also conceded. The Champions League takes a new format. We play Napoli, Man City, Tottenham, Regensburg, Molde, Juventus, Real Madrid, Benfica and Real Hispalis. Remember, we need to be in the top 24 to qualify for the next round. Or the top 8 get a bye through the next round and go into the second knockout round. We're currently lying in 4th position, unbeaten, which is nice. 7 points, 2 points off Dortmund, Bayern and Hertha Berlin. Just out of interest, who is their new manager? Does it say? Manager's Zinedine Zidane. He's taken over. We'll see what sort of metal they're made of, shall we? So where does that leave us preview-wise? 25-1. It seems to be a little bit worse off, I think. So let's move on to Season 3. Let's simulate and see what we can do. Well, there seems to be a surge in this team at the moment. We've finished an incredible 3rd position and only 1 point off winning the league, or 2 points off really winning the league. 1 point behind Leipzig, the eventual winners. We're level on points with Dortmund, who have conceded a lot less than us, but did lose an awful lot of games. We drew far too many games. We lost 2 games in the last 3 to really deny us that title opportunity. So well done, lads. It's a good improvement and we seem to be going in the right direction. Makoko is ahead of Adam and Adeyemi, but it's Sesko who takes the golden boot. But well done, Makoko, in his first season as well. Let's see how this season broke down. So we had 3 losses on the bounce here. Schalke, Hoffenheim and Frankfurt. Games you probably would have expected us to win, especially against Schalke and Frankfurt. Hoffenheim are always a difficult team. There's no real big scores, although we have been scored 7-3 down here. Borussia Mönchengladbach. Wow. With Makoko netting 5 times in that game. Well done him. Wow, that's not surprising he got second in the golden boot race. But we do lose to Hoffenheim and Bayern Munich last game of the season, which really did not help. In fact, Bayern Munich finished in 5th position and are really struggling, although it has been a tight call this season. The German Cup, wow, least said about that, the better. We struggled to get past the second round to win on penalties, but we lose 7-2 to Bayern Munich in the 3rd round. Enough said about that, the better, I feel. The Champions League, we do finish in 22nd position, so we do qualify for the next round. 3 wins against Tottenham, Man City and Napoli. So who did we lose against? We drew Molde, Real Hispalis, Benfica, Real Madrid and Juventus. To be fair, we only lost by the 1 goal in each of them games. We eased past Monaco in the next round, 4-2 on aggregate, but we do lose to Chelsea, 4-2, reverse, 2-1 in each of the 2 games. That's unfortunate, it really is. So how did our forwards do? So thankfully, and I'm glad to say, both of them netted 67 goals between them. Makoko taking it with 35 from 49. Adam 32 from 49, both with a lot of assists, and Kanga just seems to get better, doesn't he? 11 goals, 10 assists, but he seems to be doing well on that right hand side. Makoko as well, he's got room to improve, and Adam seems to have stopped developing for some bizarre reason. Simons, how did he do? 9 assists this time. Ostergaard, did he play some games? He only played a couple of games. Bijlau, our goalkeeper, 82 goals conceded this season. Wow, 54 in the league. Yeah, we've conceded an awful lot, but that could be the fact that we've gone virtually all attacking this season. We are going to ship some goals in if we want to score some as well. Money-wise, we've been given a further £63 million to spend, and we've got about £150,000 in the wages budget as well, so we can bring in a couple of more superstars, I'm hoping. But we still managed to spend a little bit of money. Duran, Colombian, I think he is. He is. 2 caps for his country already. Striker, we needed a backup striker. I realised we hadn't had any, and because we lost Sheikh the season before, we haven't got anybody to really there apart from a youth player called Bravo. He's okay, but we just needed somebody with a little bit more experience, and I think this lad will do just that. 21 years old. He's on a 5-year contract. We bring him in from Chicago in the US, where he has been putting the ball away a fair bit. Not an awful lot. 1 in every 4, I'm thinking. Does contribute a fair bit as well. So £10 million, I can't really grumble at that price. Very, very cheap. We also spend on a right back as well. Again, another situation where I realise we are kind of short at the back, especially our wing backs. And I think we just needed to bolster that side up as well. The right and left hand side's okay. We have got a couple of players there, but the right hand side we've only got Frimpong, Ignace van der Bremt, Belgium. 23 caps and 2 goals for his country as well. So some experience there. He's going to give Frimpong a run for his money, I feel. £19 million, 3 games for us already. I think he's playing more games than what Frimpong is, so I'm not sure he's going to be happy about that, but we'll see what happens with the course of the season. And finally, where the majority of our money went, left wing, right wing, striker, anywhere in midfield. He's going to fill in any spot that nobody else can unless he starts. Probably expecting to play in the midfield somewhere. 23 years old. He's German. 4 under-21 caps to his name as well. Nicely rounded stats, and £29 million. I'm sure that goes up to £34 million, in fact. And he's already played 3 games for us. But 11 goals last season. So overall, £58 million spent. 10 brought in. Say goodbye to Tez. He didn't have long with us at the back. He's gone to Atalanta. £5.5 million. Singraven as well. Another one at the back. Valencia, 2.2. Lunev, the goalkeeper, 675,000, and a couple of other players going as well. They're going to be carrying on with the 4-2-4. Hoslet and Mukoko are going to carry on up front, and Kanga as well. He's still got high potential, and if we have a look at his progress, he is climbing ever so slightly potential, but he's backed up to a 3-star now. So, and you see some of these stats are going up in the right direction. So he hasn't let us down at all, this rebuild, but we'll see. We've had a big blow to Bijlau, though. He's out injured for another 9 days, actually. He was out for 7 weeks, so we've done reasonably well without him. Pre-season has gone marvellously well with an 11-0, 8-1. We do lose to Vigo 2-0, which was disappointing. Then we start our campaign. We win 5-0 in the first round of the German Cup. 1-1 with Bayern, which was a really, really good result. Adam having to equalise in the 75th minute. We beat Dortmund 3-0 with Adam, Mukoko and Diaby all scoring. And Union Berlin, we win 3-0 with Mukoko, Adam again, and Gulman. We've drawn Salzburg, PSG, Atletico Madrid, Ingolstadt, Basel, Villarreal, Real Madrid. So they're both Madrid teams we're playing against. Rangers and Club Brugge in the Champions League. We are lying 4th in the table. No losses just yet. 2 points behind Leipzig, Frankfurt and Schalke. Bayern are level on points with us as well. Dortmund behind with that 1 loss to ourselves. We've drawn Ingolstadt. Have we drawn them in the Champions League as well? I feel like we're playing them in the Champions League. We are. Oh no, that's... No, we're not playing in the Champions League, ignore me. It was the German Cup. I did think, why were we playing them in the Champions League? I think it seems bizarre. And the preview for this season, we're now 18-1 to win the league. Bayern still favourites, Leipzig, Dortmund, and then ourselves, which is really, really good. We've not got any players on there as yet. Frimpong, Top Saba, the players to watch. So let's simulate Season 4. I feel this could be a season where we bring some trophy on silverware. I feel it in my waters. So let's go and simulate and we'll see what happens when we come back. Well, persistence has paid, and as we were getting increasingly closer to that title, we have eventually won it here in Season 4. Absolutely superb, and I believe that is Leverkusen's first Bundesliga title. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. And wow, we pip Bayern Munich to the title by 2 points. Bayern Munich losing 1 game in the last 5 as we win all our 5. 93 goals scored as well, 38 conceded, still conceding quite a bit, but 38 and 34, I'm quite pleased with that. But when you look at Leipzig and Bayern Munich conceding 24 and 35, 33 from Dortmund as well, but they've not been scoring. Adam and Moukoko are in the pack for the lead, for the Golden Boot, and it's his Moukoko that takes it 10 goals clear of Ilson of Bayern and Adam of ourselves. He also gets the best player of the season as well. Diaby and Kanga, most assists in the league, and most player of the match awards is Moukoko as well. He's starting to look, I mean, from Dortmund as well, the youngster from the under-19s, I think we picked him up. He's looking really good now. If we have a look at some of the results, and we did have a long run as well of winning games on the bounce. Of Hertha Berlin and Hoffenheim. What? Oh, word. Wow. There's a majority of our goals in the goal difference then. 10-1 we lose to Hoffenheim. How on earth did that even occur? That is, wow, that's bad. That's real bad. 10-1 and we still come out the other side and win the league. Unbelievable. But yeah, enough said about that. The other Leipzig, we thrashed 5-1. Schalke 5-1 as well. 4-0 against Nuremberg. Do we beat Hoffenheim later on? Dortmund, we beat 1-0, then lose to Bayern 2-1. A lot of 4s being thrown around. Hoffenheim, we draw 0-0 at home. Okay, so it's an improvement on the 10-1 thrashing, but for some reason we cannot beat Hoffenheim. And then that long run of 4, 5, 6, 7 wins in the last 7 games. Hertha, Augsburg, Schalke, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Nuremberg, Frankfurt. I mean, it is an easy run in. 6-1 there, 4-0 there. I'm really pleased with that. When you think we lost 4 or 5 games, 10-1 though. The German Cup, we get as far as the quarterfinals, losing to Hertha Berlin 2-1 in the end after beating Dynamo Dresden, Ingolstadt, Augsburg. I mean, relatively easy to get to the quarterfinals, but failing there. Adam scoring in the 93rd minute with the game's already won. The Champions League, we only make it, same with Dortmund, into the next round. 3 wins coming against Club Brugge, Basel and Salzburg. We draw with Real Madrid, but lose to Rangers, Villarreal, Atletico and PSG. I mean, it's not pretty, but it does see us through. We don't get very much further as we lose 5-3 to Atletico Madrid, despite the fact that we'd only just played them. I mean, how unfair is that? I mean, I don't know who makes these draws up, but that is just that's just so unfair. Adam, that leads the way with 43 goals from 48 games with 10 assists. Moukoko, 39 goals. I mean, that is 81 goals between the pair of them up front. That's just absolutely crazy. Adam doesn't look like he's improving much more than he is doing. Just out of interest, what is his progression? It is all over a 3-star. It's still a 3-star. I mean, his strength's gone up a little bit. That's about it. Thielmann gets 45 games, 13 goals. Well done to him with 5. Kanga, 11 and 16. I'm really delighted with him at the moment. From my youth academy, only 20 years old now. I was hoping by now he'd be about a 4-star player, but he is starting to look pretty nice as well. Again, if you look at his progression, he is on the up, 3.5, fully 3. And if you look at his attributes, some of them are increasing. His physicals look really nice. Finishing, crossing, dribbling. It's not progressing as much as I would have liked, I don't think. But he's doing a job, which is what we want. Diaby still gets 35 games as well, 4 goals, 14 assists. Goals for 3/4 of the team as well. Assists wise, a lot more people getting involved. 16 for Kanga, 16 for Moukoko. Diaby with 14, 10 for Adam as well. Verts, Hincap, left back actually with 9 assists, and Simons as well, 8. Frimpong playing 36. How did our new signing Brempt? He still got played 26 games, 4 assists as well. That's relatively a good season. I think our players have done relatively well. And Lawson Ferrati, 20-year-old, I'm assuming he's from our youth academy. Doesn't look that great. He's got great finishing on him though, to be fair. 1 goal in 2 appearances. That's not too bad as well. How did Van der Beek do? Only 4 games this season. He is a backup now. I mean, at 29 years old, nice to have around, I think. So this season we've got 108 million in the bank and we've got 70 million pounds to play with. We did ask for extra money, So I'm hoping we did ask for more. I wanted more in the wages as well, so we may have to sort out some contracts. Right, quite a bit of transfers to go through. We've had a lot of players leave due to contract clauses, which is rather annoying after winning the league last season. But we bring in Maurice Krattenmaker. He's a wonder kid apparently. 21 years old, a good potential, 3-star already, can play on the left. A bit like Adam really. Mainly brought him for a backup striker once again, but if he can play anywhere else, then that's good. If he can get some game time, I'd rather him do that. We bring him in for a staggering £26 million. 3 games for us so far, so that's quite good. He had a good season with HSV last season, 9 goals, 7 assists, 3 Player of the Match awards. So he's not shy, and the season before that, or a couple of seasons before that, he 14 goals for St. Pauli as well. So Hertha Berlin didn't really use him, and I bet they're kicking themselves really now. We also bring in a left back. We wanted more backup, and in fact I think he's going to be our first choice at left back. It's David Room. There wasn't anything really available, and we just had to get somebody in. We're just losing players left, right and centre, but it looks pretty nice. So whether it'll be first choice or not remains to be seen. £35 million from Leipzig. I think the main thing was to take a player off some of our rivals. I think that was the main thing to do really. And he's played 3 games for us, so it looks like he's going to be our first choice left back. We also bring in another wing back, or right back this time. Devin Wrench, Dutch player, 8 caps, 23 years old. Can play anywhere along the back line. Thinking we need that because we are losing players. There's a lot of interest shown in quite a few of us, especially Ostergaard, which I think I've managed to hang on to him, but we'll see what happens. He looks okay-ish, I guess, for a backup. £30 million though, so quite expensive for a backup, but it looks like Frimpong's going to have his work cut out with him playing 3 games, an assist and Player of the Match already. And finally, we bring in another midfielder. It is Adrian Benabi, but stats-wise looks really good. 25 years old. We've got him on a 5-year deal as well. I'm really happy with that. I think he's already at his potential, but he can play on the left. He can play in the centre. We wanted some more in the midfield. I mean, we have got a very, very good squad and a lot of players in here now. So if people do leave, we have got cover anyway. But for £20 million from Bayern Munich, another one off our rivals. He had a good season last season, 7 goals, 2 assists, 3 games for us already at 7. So overall, £112 million spent. But that's mainly because we lost Jan Thielmann. He's gone to Real Madrid for 41 million. They also picked up Brempt as well, that we only got last season for 34.5. 2 of our main players, really. I was really disappointed, to be perfectly honest. Looking pretty good, and we still got some money left in the kitty as well, which is quite nice. But £80 million in the bank. If we can stay on top of this and finish in the top few places, then money's coming our way once more. And to say the least, our transfer debt is down to £3 million. We've got no more debt. The loan's gone. And that's pretty good. I'm really happy about that. Pre-season, we almost had a clean sweep. I think it was the first time in this rebuild as well. Friendlies was super. Leipzig we beat in the Super Cup, so we gain another trophy. Makoko with a hat-trick, Adam with the other goal. They just didn't have any answer. We were 4-0 up before they even thought about scoring a goal against us. So really happy about that. The first round of the German Cup we win 6-1. Then we beat Hanover, Hertha Berlin, and we draw with Cologne, which was disappointing. The Champions League we've drawn Aris, Tottenham, PSG, Benfica. Nearly said Bayern Munich. They're in this next round of the German Cup, so we might go out of that one. So we'll see what happens. Benfica, Man City, Arsenal, Nice, Atalanta. I mean, that's a tough draw. It really is. We are currently 3rd in the table. We were top after 2 games, but because of that draw to Cologne, it kind of messed things up. So we were almost top of the table to start off with. But Dortmund hold that mantle at the moment, 3 from 3. The season preview has us move up a place into 3rd, 13-2 now to win the league. I think after winning it last season, which was monumental, our first league win. Makoko is our only player to hit the dream team, which... How old is Makoko now? 21 years old. He's at a fight. He's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If we just have a quick look at his stats. I mean, 71 in 107. The guy's just really good. And yeah, 71 in 107 overall. I think that's in the league, isn't it? So, without any further ado, let's simulate Season 5. We'll come back. Hopefully we'll have some silverware to cheer about. We don't manage to win the league, but as you can see, our last 5 games, we've won our last 5 games to move ourselves into contention, and it was only a well, it looks like it went to the final day, and Dortmund obviously winning their game, winning the title by 1 point. We do, however, score our most goals for the whole period, for the full 5 years. 96 goals scored. We do concede an awful lot. That is probably expected with the formation we are playing, but I'm pretty pleased with that, though, to be fair. It just means that we are fighting for the title each season now, and we have done for the past 3-4 seasons probably. Adam and Moukoko, joint golden boot winners for the season, and that is quite nice to see. Our 2 young strikers, they're just absolutely phenomenal. Adam was beaten by Sesko to the best player in the league. David Roon as well, 12 assists, joint top assist maker there as well. Adam and Moukoko, most well, joint with Sesko, player of the match award. So a relatively excellent season, and look at that. Looks like the last game of the season, we beat Bayern Munich 7-4. And Dortmund beat Werder 5-0. 6-3 Wolfsburg. It's just a last game of the season. Well, a lot of stuff going on, but a 7-4 win over Bayern Munich, who do finish 3rd behind us. Just looking at the league then, any big scores. 5-1 against Freiburg there. We do lose heavily though. 4-1 to Hoffenheim, which, like I said before, we just cannot beat them. Mainz 5-1, 7-0 Dortmund. Wow. I mean, we're talking 16 goals or even 15 goals, maybe 16 goals in them 3 games we've conceded. That's nuts. 5-0 against Werder there. 9-2 win over Freiburg. Wow. We must have been on fire. 4 goals for Adam, 4 for Moukoko as well, and our other young striker, Kratchenmaker, with a goal as well. Oh my word, there has been some really good games in it. A 6-1 against Werder. Dortmund will beat 4-2, just isn't enough to get us the title. That draw of Mainz probably cost us though, to be fair, but that 7-4. Wow. Simon's getting 1, Moukoko getting a brace, Kanga getting 1, Adam getting 1, Maurice getting 1, and Top Saba getting 1 as well. I mean, that is just a crazy game, and majority of the goals, 3 goals coming in the last 10 minutes. Enough said about the German Cup. The better, we lose to Bayern Munich 3-1 in the second round after winning 6-1 in the first. The Champions League, oh dear, we must have got mauled. 32nd place outside the 24th. I'm not sure whether we go into the Europa League or not, but 1 win against Aris, 5-1. Other than that, we've lost to Atalanta 3-0, Nice, Arsenal, Man City, Benfica, PSG, and Tottenham. Ouch. So, goals. Where else are they going to be coming from? Adam and Moukoko, absolutely phenomenal. The pair on 24 and 22 years old apiece. I mean, they're just crazy. And Kanga as well, the 21-year-old. I mean, we have had some really good players. And Kanga's almost at his potential. He's a 4-star player now. 9 goals, 14 assists. I mean, the kid is just on fire at 21 years old. 43 goals in 184 appearances. He has done relatively well. I mean, since joining us and playing from the start, he's just improved emphatically. Playing at 7s, 50 assists, 93 goals, involvements in the 184. That's just fantastic. If we just have a quick look at his development as well, decision makings has gone up as well. I mean, they have relatively all gone up. I'm not going to lie. Progression wise, fantastic. 3-star at the beginning of this season, ending on a 4. Adam, on the other hand, he is a left winger, but we played him up front because we know how good in previous rebuilds he is up top. I mean, he's just emphatic. 161 in 268 games with a further 27 involvements and assists. But if we have a look at his progress, I mean, not so much this season. He has up to a 4-star now. Coca as well, the young one that we brought in. I mean, £81 million worth. Look at them stats. Look absolutely amazing. Since he's joined us for £40 million, which seems an absolute bargain now, he's just crushed it at 97 and 136 with a further 24 assists and 25 Player of the Match awards. Absolutely phenomenal. If we have a look at his progress, this season doesn't seem to have had anything. He took a big dip in the centre. Did he get injured or something? I don't know. Started off a 4.5, finished on a 4.5. He's just been fantastic. I think we had him on a 3, didn't we, when he joined us? But that is absolutely nice to see our youngsters doing well. David Room as well, 15 assists, 14 for Kanga, 11 for Adam, 9 for McCoke. I mean, it's the usual suspects. So this is where we're going to end it. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate your support. If you could smash that like button on the video to let me know that you did enjoy it and you like the series so far. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And we'll see you on the next one.